Hey all, this is Sean Gerber again from Reduce Cyber Risk with a Cybersecurity Snapshot. Hey, just want to talk to you a little bit about the recent act that was passed by South Carolina and some things that might affect businesses that are in the state of South Carolina. The interesting part about all this is going to be how this is going to play out in other states. And what it is, it's the South Carolina Data Security Act. Well, what does this basically mean? It's the beginning of where states are going to take a proactive approach to transferring the risk to businesses through regulations. And you're seeing this commonly within China, the EU, Spain, and various other states. And now it's going to start happening in states. And like, for example, Alabama has a data breach law that just came out. California just had something that goes along the privacy aspects of this. And this falls in line with the GDPR. And now what's happened with California, and now what's happening with South Carolina and Alabama, it's basically telling the federal government they better come up with something. If not, you're going to have all these states are going to do something that's very different. And in the past, what's typically happened is California is used as the litmus test, if you would per se, on how we're going to go forward with these kind of regulations. It's either Maryland or it's California. So this is going to be another one of those little data points. It's going to add up. The California Act, the Privacy Act that's passed, doesn't really get into the cybersecurity pieces of this. However, what it really does do is it kind of goes into the privacy aspects of it. Now, it was going to be interesting. And as I'm talking through this, you'll kind of realize that no one really knows what's going on. But what I'm going to kind of talk about real quick here is how this is affecting South Carolina and how it's based on the insurance within South Carolina. Now, this comes from a quote from a Justin Orcutt, and I'll have his link in the show notes, but it's from the South Carolina Insurance Data Security Act. Now, quote, "It was signed to law on May 14, 2018 by South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. It's the first piece of cybersecurity legislation ever to be passed in the United States aimed at covering the insurance industry." So this industry, the insurance industry, picked this Cybersecurity Act to start working. Now, to set the record straight on some of this, the insurance data security model that they came up with, I think it's NAISC, N-A-I-S-C, I believe is what it is, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. Okay, in 2017, they came up with their own cybersecurity plan, and it's a model by which people can implement and states can implement. So the national one came up with an idea on how to do this program. As a result, each state would come up with their own type of program. Well, so what happened? South Carolina took the lead and did it. And so this is based on what they've got coming out of the law. It's also kind of follows suit with what happened with the New York NYDFS, the New York Department of Financial Services, and they have their own security programs as well. So it's basically taking, you are as a business owner, you got to build a security program. What does that mean? Exactly. There are some guidance around that on what you can do to build a security program, but if you aren't a cybersecurity person, you're probably going, I have no idea. If you're a small business, you're like, what is that? Well, so this is going to affect businesses that have less, or that have more than 250 people, or have more than 250 insurers. And so if you have a business that's got more than 250 people that you are insuring, you have to cover this. Now, to put it in perspective, HIPAA has got it where the rules don't apply to you unless you have 500 or more as in their personal data. So this is the number is 250. So we'll kind of get into that in just a little bit. It's similar to the Alabama. See, I can't speak. It's similar to the Alabama breach law and the New York Department of Financial Services law, in that they require some level of ownership around security. Now, the official date is January 1st, 2019, but all the requirements don't hit till 2020. But a big chunk of them will hit you in January of 2019. So if you're a business, an insurance business within the state of South Carolina, you better take notice, because this thing's going to be marching down the path, and you're going to have to comply with it. Now, you have to take the risk of your business to go, am I going to comply, or am I just going to wait to see what happens? Again, you roll the dice. I'm Sean Gerber. You know what? Every time I roll the dice, it seemed to burn me. So I usually would kind of err towards the side of conservatism. However, knowing full well that this is coming out in January of 2019, they're probably not going to have all the people they need in place to help you get you to where you need to be. So it'll be interesting to see how strict they are on this piece of it. Again, there ain't advice on to delay it. I'll tell you that right now. You need to get legal counsel to help you decide what you should do for you and your business. But bottom line is you better be prepared for it, and you better be planning to deal with it somehow. So what it comes down to is that all licensees of the South Carolina Department of Insurance must have a comprehensive, air quotes again, written cybersecurity program in place. So you got to have a comprehensive, big word, written, got to be in paper, okay, and it's got to be in place by January 1st, 2019. So yeah, the clock's ticking. You got about 5 months. Yeah. So bada boom, bada bing. Better make it happen. Yeah, right. So I would recommend that you get some help with this, and that is based on insurers, agents, and other licensed entities, plus the real estate lawyers who are also in real estate agents. So if you're in the insurance business and you've got over 250 people that are in your agency, which basically means you're covering that many people, right? You're underwriting, or however the big term goes in that. I'm not real sure. But bottom line is your size of your insurance company has got at least 250 people that are relying on you for their insurance. This would fall on you in South Carolina. So you got to build a cybersecurity program. The cool part about this is there are examples on how to do this. NYDFS has a plan. FFIEC, Alphabet Soup, has a plan. NIST has a plan. The National Institute of Standards and Technology has a plan. And what these are frameworks, which is basically guidelines on what you should do to get a security program in place. Now, here's the gotcha. You got to understand the terminology on what exactly you're trying to accomplish. I'm a cybersecurity guy. As I just proved, I don't know a whole lot about insurance, right? I don't know the terms. I still struggle with premiums. Why is that a good thing? I don't get it. But why do I think a premium is a bonus thing, right? But I got to pay money out. So, see, I don't understand the terms. So therefore, what it comes down to is you, as an insurer, need to understand what are the terms to protect your business. That's exactly what we're doing here. So, reduce cyber risk. We're going to create some security programs. You're going to have some training that's going to be coming out on this in the coming weeks around creating a security program for your business. You can tailor this program. You can use it for your business. You can use the documents that I create with this program for your business. A lot of that can be taken and duplicated. Highly recommend you do it, okay? No problem with it. Just go do it. The one thing you're going to have to deal with, though, is it does require you to have an individual who is responsible for security within your organization. Now, it can be an employee, it can be a third party, or it can be a other vendor type that can be your responsible party for security. So you're going to have to start thinking about that. Who would that person be? I'll tell you right now, finding cybersecurity people that are worth their salt are expensive. So you need to think about the different options that are available. And we'll talk about that on the podcast as well, and in these training videos on what are some options for you. You need to have a breach response plan. Your breach response plan has to be 72 hours. Now that falls in line with GDPR, is that within 72 hours you have to have this demonstrated and done. Now that's different than what China, we talked about in the last one of the videos. If you have business in China, it's 24 hours. And that's hard. 72 hours is hard, let alone 24. But again, 72 hours, breach notification, you have to let the insurance commissioner know of your state that you've been breached. You've been pwned and your data's gone. Then, yeah. So then from there, you'll see how things play out. Bottom line with all this stuff is, and you may be going, I don't want to do a program. This is stupid. It's compliance poo. It's no fun. It's just paperwork. You're right. However, the challenge comes into is this. If they want to know that you are taking responsibility for the security of your business and the security of the people that are entrusted to you. And what's going to happen is this is the way the state is pushing liability onto you. You don't do it, yeah, you might end up having to deal with some legal issues. So some civil penalties, fines from the state, all that bad stuff that affects your pocketbook. So I highly recommend you follow what they're asking you to do. And we talked about designating a third party or an affiliate. That's what it's called, an affiliate. There's also many more. We talked about the 250 versus HIPAA's 500 people rule. They also talk about investigating promptly, and records must be kept for 5 years. That's if you get pwned. That's if you get breached. Pwned is a hacker term for pwned. Oh, pwned. I don't know what we used to call it. It's just you're pwned. You're owned, right? So that's the key with all of that. Now, what are some of the recommendations that I have? So basically, number one, read the law. Read the law, understand it. It's about 20 pages long, lots of legalese stuff in there, but you can dig it out, okay? The other thing is you probably want to get a legal counsel to help you with it, okay? Understand what's going on. I know that the Insurance Commission is providing some guidance around this. Highly recommend you get up on that and learn some of that stuff. Again, it's your business. You decide what it's worth and what it's not worth. Look for resources out there to help you build out a program. Reduce cyber risk will help you, no problem. But there's other resources out there that can help you with that as well. And then also get cybersecurity advice from people who can potentially work with your legal counsel as well. So having a good legal counsel, and if they got cybersecurity, then you're making money, right? You're in business. However, you're going to pay some money for that, but then you're good. Getting cybersecurity and legal together, working together to help you, that's a benefit and that's a bonus, and I would recommend that as well. So you got to kind of figure out what's best for you and your business and what's best for you. And then again, I come back to utilize the training that I start putting out. Product is built. I just got to go and record it, and you'll have it here soon enough, but it'll be a way to help you. Now, is it going to be to the level that NIST has and every fine detail, and it's going to be the big daddy dog of security programs? Probably not. Is it going to be something that's going to get you in compliance with this law? I would think so, but then again, I'm not a lawyer, and I can't give you legal advice about that. But I can tell you that if I was in my situation and my company was dealing with this, and I provided the security program versus nothing, that's a great place to start. And I would say it's a good place to get started, and then from there you can morph it over time and figure out, as they tighten down the law and figure out what works and what isn't and how this is all going to affect you, you can make modifications to your security program to meet their needs. Again, you got to have something in place. It can't be just scratched. I mean, it could be just scratched on a piece of paper. Probably not a good idea. It needs to be documented, and they talk about the fact that it needs to be comprehensive. So a piece of paper, yeah, scratching it out, probably not comprehensive. But just think about that. Again, this is the South Carolina South Carolina Data Security Act. And there'll be links to it in the show notes on what you can go and click on it and go from there. You can also go see Justin's link as well to the article that he put out, and he does a really good job of talking about some of this stuff. Bottom line, I'm going to tell you guys, I think I've already said bottom line at least twice, but this is the bottom line. This is coming more and more, so you better be prepared for it. If you are an insurer, okay, you're an insurer, where's that toe again? Yeah, you're an insurer, you're an agent or other licensed entities, plus you're a real estate lawyer or who has real estate agents, it's you, baby. It's coming for you, so you better be prepared. All right, hope you have this. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like this. We'll keep putting more of this content out on YouTube and other places on the website as well. And other than that, if you got any questions, just email me, let me know, and I'd be happy to answer some of your questions. All right, have a great day. See ya.